Have you ever thought about what imagination does to a person? No, I have. It saved lives. Yes, it does. It did mine. Do you remember the song from the Wonka movie? The joy of pure imagination. Yes, I'm talking about that kind of imagination. When your imagination creates a whole new world inside your head, where you can escape anytime you feel like the reality is being too much for you. Sometimes I think to live a happy life, you need to live inside your head more than you need to live in the real world. For me, I have fantasized for so long, I have rooted my imagination so deep inside me that my pains are no longer mine. It does not exist in the other half of my world. Those pains have turned into some sort of imaginary scenes that feels like never actually happened in real life. Sometimes I want to disappear. I have no trace, no identity, no memory, like people did in the book 1984. I have been a slave to nihilism lately, but then again, I wake up the next morning and remember that Albert Camus said, killing yourself amounts to confessing. It is confessing that life is too much for you, or that you do not understand it. But I understand it. I do understand it. I understand it enough to give it up for it. But then again, I decide to imagine, to think, to dream, and then I continue for a period of time until the death trap hit me again. To fantasize even the fantasy, to rewrite the dreams even while dreaming, to create reality within the wildest possible imaginations. We live, we thrive, we create. The more I read about these famous philosophers, the more I wonder, what does the life holds? What does life even mean? Why do we keep living it even after these tormented suffering days? And I found a tiny answer. We live for our imagination. We live so that we can dream. We live so that we can get the comfort of our dreams. We live to create. We live to think, and we live to imagine. As Albert Camus in his book The Myth of Sisyphus says, we get into the habit of living before acquiring the habit of thinking. From there, I think we began to live. Even though we know how miserable these days are, even when I know how insufferable the future days can be, I continue to live because my habit of living comes first before my habit of thinking. I think the habit of living and the habit of thinking both are saviors for each other. We live to think and we think so that we can live for another day. As in Latin it says, cogito ergo sum, meaning, I think, therefore I am. These famous lines by Rene Descartes made us believe that even if we doubted everything else, the very act of thinking and doubting proves that a thinker must exist. The day that thinking ends, it also stops the will to live, and we become motionless, emotionless, cold flesh. So, dear people, think. Pause for a moment or two and think. Let your eyes, ears, and mind be focused nowhere and let it flow. Let it daydream. Let it flow into the joy of pure imagination. As Charlotte Bronte wrote, I will borrow of imagination, but reality will not give me.